why are you hiding? Well, it's because Adam is ashamed. And Adam says, well, I'm naked. And this is an example of the tremendous compression of human wisdom into a few lines that characterizes mythology. Say, well, why would people hide from God once they realize they're naked? And I would say, well, that's pretty obvious. Like, once you know you're vulnerable. Or do you really have enough courage to manifest any sort of semblance of a divine destiny? Well, the answer to that is pretty much clearly no, and it's no bloody wonder. And so the hiding is, people hide when they're self-conscious and vulnerable. And what do they hide from? They hide from their deepest destiny, and it's no wonder. And God says, okay, yeah, well, you figured that out, how that happened. And Adam says, and this is comical too, well, it's the woman's fault, which I think is really funny, and which actually may have been the original sin and not the eating of the apple, right? The first time that the man blamed the woman for his self-conscious misery, I think that's the real fall and not the rise of self-consciousness itself.
And what drives most people to success is a combination of these three lusts. The lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life. But the adoration and respect and worship from other people, that's what's really important. I mean, that's what really drives them. That's of the world. Now, the pride of life is not of the Father, but of the world. The world passes away, and the lust thereof, but he that does, there it is again, he that doeth the will of God abides forever, or aeonian, because he's going to live and rule with Christ during the aeons or ages, ruling the earth. Now, there's some scripture you need to think about. I remember the day that I read that, and I thought, wait a minute, where have I seen that before? I've seen that before. This is something God put in my mind. I never read it. Nobody told me this. Went back to Genesis 3. For God knows in the day that you eat thereof, your eyes shall be opened, and you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. Genesis 3:6. And when the woman saw lust of the eyes, that it was good for food, lust of the flesh, and a tree desired to make one wise, the pride of life. Hey, isn't that what John just said? These are like the three sins of the world. Lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh, pride of life. That was the sin of the garden. But here's what really got me when I saw that. She committed all of those three sins, which encompass virtually all the sins of the world, before she ever ate the fruit. Well, I knew I was on to something then. They could no more be obedient to not eating the fruit than they could fly straight up. They were already carnal to the core before they ate the forbidden fruit. And the reason they ate the forbidden fruit was because they already had the lust of the eyes and the lust of the flesh and the pride of life. Now, when the man went along with Eve, we read in Timothy, Paul said, Eve was deceived. She was sincerely deceived. But what deceived her? These carnal pulls of the flesh. Lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh, pride of life. She saw all of those. She saw it and sensed it and felt it in her heart and mind. She was already there. See? That's why she took the fruit. Her senses, her sinful senses, made her commit another sin. Now, was Adam free from those? No. No, he wasn't free from those. But I thought it says he wasn't deceived. No, he wasn't deceived. He knew what he was doing is wrong. He didn't care. Why? because he saw Eve, he felt her in his arms. He was so proud to have such a beautiful thing hanging on his side. And we can call it love. He did love her, in the carnal way. Not maybe in the truly spiritual way, but he did love her enough that he'd eat the fruit. Go with her. Wherever she goes, I'm going with her. I ain't going to lose this one. But the truth is, both of them already possessed all of the sinful nature that they had after they ate the fruit. They had it before they ate the fruit. They were not created perfect in the image of God. Don't let anybody ever tell you that. They were carnal. They were carnal.